reading an article by George Pichard who says that children with attention problems are suffering in Russia. However, Russians are suspicious of the diagnosis and of the drugs. In the United States, 11% of boys and about 5% of girls are diagnosed with ADHD between the ages of 3 and 17. Now in Russia, that's not the case. In Russia, ADHD is not really well accepted and in fact is scorned. Pichard writes that for Russians, it appears that Western children are more and more medicated into submission. Irina, she's a mom and she's a teacher. She's also the founder of the first online support group in Russia for parents who have ADHD, explains that having a neurologically damaged or mentally ill child in Russia is still really shameful. And in fact, it's like having a child who is flawed. When I read an article like this, it really frustrates me, and it's sad to think about the parents and the kids that are over there in this environment where it's hard to find help, hard to find support and encouragement to deal with something like ADHD. I think the biggest hurdle that we've got to overcome, not just over in Russia, but also here in this country, is the idea that if you have a diagnosis of ADHD, it automatically means you're going to take medication. You know, when people think ADHD, they think over-medicated. And yet it's hard not to believe that or feel that when from the 2002 to 2010, ADHD medication has increased by 46% in this country alone. I think that we're so trained that medication is a fix-it type of a thing, that when you take an antibiotic, it's going to take care of the bacteria. When you take an aspirin, it's going to take care of a headache. But when it comes to ADHD medication, it's supposed to be a part of the accommodations and the strategies. It's supposed to assist. It's not a solution. Therefore, medication is not the most important factor here. I think it's okay for a person to believe what they want about the medications. They can believe that it's a big old conspiracy theory by the drug companies. They can believe that it's just an easy way out to make dealing with a little bit of hyperactive kids easier, whatever that may be. But don't take it out on the kids. Clearly there is a struggle here, one that has been studied for years and years and years, one that they're learning more and more and more about. If we don't address that struggle, if we don't develop new strategies and accommodations, we are going to miss out on all of the potential, all of the great things that these kids could offer. And we're going to really keep them from achieving great success. An individual chooses not to have their child tested because a diagnosis is shameful and we're afraid of the way people will treat you and also your child, then here's the harm in that. This kid's going to grow up with issues that will not disappear, will not automatically go away because you decide to ignore them. And with that, strategies and accommodations will not be made available. And without those strategies and accommodations, that child doesn't grow up learning coping skills, doesn't learn how to overcome, doesn't learn how to embrace the positives and battle the negatives. What we end up with is an individual who is extremely downhearted, depressed, struggles with confidence, and believes that he or she is flawed. Hey, this is Ben Glenn. I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. And if you want more information on ADHD from an ADHDer, please visit my website, simplybenglenn.com. God bless.